Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Shalmali Gadge, MBA faculty from Kekewa College, Nasik. Today I'm going to discuss organizational diagnosis and development, this particular subject, and we are going to talk about first chapter. Initially, we'll talk about the why this particular subject has been included in MBA syllabus, why HR student, human resource specialization student, need to study this particular subject. So let's start. Purposely, I have included these points. These are objective purpose which are mentioned by SPP, which are mentioned in SPPU syllabus. Actually, HR student need to study the concept of OD and organizational development intervention. Then they can apply this OD concept, which are based on different theories, model, principle, framework, different variety of theories are available. And so that they can analyze external and internal environment with the right tool of diagnosis and review the role of consultant in OD. Really, the OD is a requirement, yes. Organizational development is a requirement considering the external changes. Take an example of this pandemic situation. When the external parameters are changing, how industry should survive. When we talk about sustainable development, here it starts from human resource. It will be related with automation. It will be related with each and every field. It is not restricted to HR, human resource specialization subject only. So let's consider this is an entire syllabus. Purposely, I have included in this particular video. There are 5 chapters as it is as per SPPU. There are in each and every subject has been divided into different chapters. There are 5 chapters in each subject. This is an entire syllabus. First chapter deals with concept clarity is required. First chapter talks about organizational development, definition, sorry, I'm just adjusting my camera, please. Organizational development, definition, evolution, how different authors have contributed about it. Today in this particular video, by way of this particular video, we are going to brush up, we are going to cover the initial part of evolution. At the same time, which are the foundation of OD, that is a T group, action research, system theory. We are not going into detail, but we'll cover the initial part. I'm sorry. Second chapter deals with organizational diagnosis. Third deals with team intervention, intergroup intervention. Here, I would like to clear one thing. Intervention, the dictionary meaning of intervention is interference. In Marathi, it is called as hastakshep, but here the meaning is not hastakshep actually, not interference. It is a changes as per required changes is intervention. Comprehensive intervention, the fourth chapter, structural intervention, and the last chapter is OD consultant, which is a main part. There are external agent as well as internal agent. There may be anybody can work as a OD consultant, the person who can trigger, the person who can work as a OD consultant. Okay, so next part we'll talk about the books which are referred as per syllabus. French and Bell is a ideal book. It's a guideline, but at the same time, I'll refer for the first reading for the students. For the first reading, you can go through the Indian author so that it will be helpful for you. There are few books written by Indian author Uday Parekh, T.V. Rao, Anand Dada sir has recently published his book with the help of Himalaya publication. Even Anjali Khanekar's book, which is there for OB actually, but she has mentioned some part of little bit part of OD has been covered. The concept clarity will be more. Indian example will be beneficial for the first reading, and then you can go for French and Bell. Okay. Now let's move for the introductory part. We'll start with a definition. What exactly OD is? I think I have created the environment. So let's understand the concept of OD. Actually, the OD is a collection of change. Now, this change is not haphazard change. It is a planned change, that method that try out to improve the organizational effectiveness and employee well-being. Here, both the aspects are covered at the HR aspect, that is a human resource aspect, employee aspect, as well as organizational effectiveness, overall organizational effectiveness. I'm so sorry, my voice has been choked. I'll read out the definition given by Uday Parekh. Uday Parekh is a um, uh, management consultant actually. He has developed many of the theories, and basically he come up with the octopus culture, OCTPAC, octopus culture, which is related with OD. Uday Parekh defined OD as a planned effort, initiated by process specialist, nobody else, not a layman, but the process specialist, to help the organizational develop its diagnosis skill, coping capability, linkage strategy in form of temporary and semi-permanent system and culture of maturity. So here, two things are very, very important. That is temporary change when it is required. At the same time, maybe a semi-permanent system. Semi-permanent system, slowly you can develop a policy. You can initiate the change. Then that change can be converted into rules and policies, so that overall organizational development takes place. Okay. Now, these are the features of organizational development. I'll just quickly go through the features of organizational development. When we talk about, already I have mentioned, OD is a plan change. It is not haphazard thing. It is a comprehensive change, long range change, dynamic process. It is a participation of change agent is required. When we talk about diagnostic scale, the planned change in the organization is attempt on the basis of data collection. This diagnosis skill means when you approach to a doctor as a patient, doctor will ask so many questions. No, he don't want to, it is not what exactly he wants to find out, he or she wants to find out. They want to judge your eating habit, your sleeping habit, your professional work, or maybe a hectic work, so that the diagnosis will be more and more perfect, more and more correct, so that he can decide the medication, and that will help you out in a better manner. So effective mechanism will be there. The same way, in case of OD also, when we talk about proper mechanism should be there. There are only on the basis of observation you cannot diagnose the situation. At the same time, there are different survey, different criteria, observation, interview. There are certain indications, maybe labor turnover has been increased from last 6 months, so you need to find out where exactly problem lies. So once you find out where exactly, if you are wearing the shoes and you know where exactly it pinches, you can solve the problem very easily. The same way, the change agent, it may be a internal or external. So he will find out, he will use different skills and try to find out the problem. Okay. Now, role of organizational development. So really, organizational development, I'm so sorry, organizational development is a requirement. Yes, it is a complex process, but it require for long term sustainability. The changes will be introduced, will be helpful for self, that is for individual employee as well as for group employee, and the team trust building activity will take place with the help of OD. Now let's talk about problem in organizational development. Whether the organizational development OD process will be that simple when you introduce a change. See, any type of a change will definitely have some or other issues, some or other hurdles or opposition it may be, because in future you may realize yes, this change is a required thing. Just recently there are reforms takes place in a reform has been introduced in labor law, because there are so many labor law, but now it is difficult to implement even for the manager, even for the plant in charge. So such type of changes are required. Now whenever you introduce any change, definitely some or other resistance will be there. Resistance to change, because employees are not clear aware about their own benefit, maybe lack of motivation among the member. Sometimes it may be costly affair, because OD will not be a one time change, or overnight you cannot change the system. It will take at least 6 months, sorry, 1 year or so. So slowly you can introduce the change. The ideal situation and the real situation, what you want to implement, it may be totally different. So all these things are going to take place. Now let's understand process of OD. I have already, while mentioning the features, I have already mentioned about the process of OD. But first, we'll just quickly revise it. It is a process of organizational development. First, you identify the problem, diagnosis. Then, depending upon the problem, you can prepare the strategy or changes. Then, intervene the system evaluation. And next part is managing OD process. Once you introduce the change, there itself actual working start. So you need to improve those things. If some or other lacuna is still remaining, or some other issues you can find out, then you can cure that process very easily. Now you may be thinking, okay, really OD is a reality, or this is all theoretical things? No dear. Actually, I can mention a few of the companies, Indian companies and even the outside company, those who have introduced the OD successfully, and they come up with the actual result. 3M, Sony, Johnson and Johnson, Procter and Gamble, that is PNG, HP, Motorola, they become elite institution. They become elite organization with the help of OD process. They renew themselves, and they achieve a superior long-term performance. See, when we talk about the OD, entire process, when you change, then accordingly it will help you out to reform your organization. Just like even we need to change our wardrobe as per seasonal requirement. In a winter season, we need to go for sweaters and shawl and some other things, that is a woolly material. The same way organization need to change as per the external, not as per the season, as per the external strategies, external changes. Now in the pandemic, organization, they reform themselves. I can share one example with you. That is a IPCOS organization, which is a Nasik based organization. What exactly they have introduced? They have introduced, in this pandemic situation, it is an employee friendly organization. So during this pandemic situation, they really they need to show how much care they are taking for their employees. They have started their grocery shop, that is a supermarket kind of a shop, for employees. Means employees, those who are resuming their duties, no need to ask them to visit outside. If they visit outside, if they are there in the market, so automatically chances of getting affected will be more. So they reduce the chances, and it help the employees to create the bonding. So this is a small change. Some resistance might have occurred, I don't know, but they have introduced it successfully, and it helped them out for better future. Okay, so let's talk about the next thing. That is a three basic component of OB. First is diagnosis, continuous collection of a data about total system. Again, total system. It is not restricted with the human resource HR system only, recruitment, retirement, training. It is related with each and every process. Then there are different processes and culture action. See, organization culture matter a lot to support your system. There are different type of a culture exist with each and every organization. It may be a clan culture, that is a family culture, that is a supportive system is there. Like just now I have shared the example of Tipcos, but it may be a market culture. Each and every organization, they want to be a competitor in the market, so it may be a market culture, sometimes it may be a bureaucratic culture. So such type of changes are required. Even a cultural change need to be there when you introduce the OD. Okay. Now, we'll talk about OD intervention. While talking about the syllabus, while discussing about the syllabus, I have mentioned the word intervention. Intervention is a, as per dictionary meaning, I'm repeating it, that is a interference. But this is not an interference. These are the different tools, we can say proven tool, that will help you out for implementation of a OD. So first is a survey feedback. You can see it on a screen. So, the second is process consultation. Then third is sensitivity training. Fourth is managerial grid. Next is a goal setting and planning. Sixth one is team building and management by objective. And last point is seven, that is job enrichment, changes in organization structure, participative management, quality circle, ISO, TQM, and so many. So here, whatever so far I have discussed, you can easily find out. OD is not at all restricted to HR. It has been restricted to, it has been extended up to process, that is quality and quantity also. Okay. Now let's talk about, let's talk about further about OD intervention. When we talk about OD intervention, organizational development program are aimed at solving problems that may occur at individual level, interpersonal level, group level, or intergroup level. For example, if you talk about, there may be differences of opinion between two different team, two different department. So process consultation will be helpful. If there are some responses, maybe some employees are very good, they are the key employee, but they are too rigid for their too rigid with their values, or maybe their thought process, then sensitivity training will be required. So all these intervention, these tools will be helping hand for implementation of a OD. As I have mentioned earlier, OD is a planned process. So we require a change agent. It may be external or internal. So they will work as a catalyst. They will introduce a change. If it is external, definitely management will must have hired that particular change agent, and it will be introduced in such a way that slowly his actually the change agent is an important one, because his role is to stimulate, to identify, to facilitate, to coordinate, or coordinate the changes. Okay. Chalo. Next, move for the next, that is a process of OD intervention. So this is what the process of OD intervention. When we talk about sensitivity training will be introduced, team building, with the help of team building survey you can find out the actual work. Then feedback, behavioral modification, grid, organizational development, career planning, succession planning will be a requirement. Slowly it will enter into succession planning. Then job expectation technique will be there, and organizational renewal process will be there. It will again, so if you go through all these atoms, you can easily identify there are seven atoms are mentioned, or definitely sub atoms are already there. When we introduce the OD process, slowly it will go on, the process will go on at least for a year or so, and then you can find out the changes. Now, just I have mentioned about the first chapter, talks about a theoretical framework, conceptual framework. So really the evolution takes place whether the OD strategy is used recently, or it has a we can say it has a long work process. Yes, when we talk about the OD experiment, the first OD experiment in India takes place in 1968 69 with TISCO, that is a Kamini group of company. Even the HMT introduced the OD in 1970. But overall scenario, if we talk about evolution, the OD has been introduced. It has started from 1950 till date. We are making a different type of, we are making changes, we are introducing different things. Just now I have mentioned about Indian situation. See, time to time by way of this video, I'm going to mention about some or other live example. Students are expected to mention these live example in the examination while writing their answer paper, so that it will enrich their answer and they can score more marks. Okay, so the laboratory training and action research and survey feedback, these tools have been introduced in 1950. Then they move further to 1960, then 1970, then 1980. During 1970, strategic changes has been introduced. Now, you must be thinking whether it is introduced by single author, single scientist. Definitely not. It will be contributed by a couple of stalwart. So these stalwarts are Levin, Likert, Bennis, Argyris, Burke, and so many. I have just mentioned few names. I can mention Argyris is the first generation contributor. If you talk about Burke, he is a second generation contributor. Richard Beckford, he focused on the attention on the importance of managing transition. That transition change phase is there because resistance will be more, and you need to survive with the resistance, with the internal resistance as well as external resistance. Kurt Lewin, I have mentioned on the first one. It perhaps known for he is perhaps known for force field analysis. This is another intervention technique. Now, this is just the summary, we can say, for the evolution of organizational development, how the things has been introduced. Key business issue, which are the different business issue, that is productivity was the work business issue, means they are facing problem area, gray area, we can say. The OD role was related with the work designing, team building, and then title of the role is OD. Now, this role has been used as an organizational change also. I have highlighted it purposely. Now let's talk about the first one, that is Robert Tenban. Actually, his name has been mentioned in the syllabus, so I have just quickly I'll go through for each sentence. We have covered in the one screen only. Robert Tenban has come up with a new session called team building in 1950 and 53 at US. So what exactly team building is, that we will see when we go for the second or third video. Okay. Now let's talk about Kurt Lewin. Just now I have mentioned about this is a most famous model, which is even as per as important for examination point of view. This is a famous model for understanding organizational change. Kurt Lewin is a social scientist, actually explain organizational change with the help of simple example of changing the shape of a block of iceberg. Kurt Levin's change model consists of three stages, that is unfreeze, change, and rephrase. You can see on the screen, that is unfreeze talk about determining what needs to change. Okay, then create the need for change. Manage and understand the doubts and concern, whatever may be the resistance, whatever may be the issues may generate. That is a proactive approach, simply you can say. Then actual the change process, that is how change process should be communicated. It should be slowly. First try to manage the rumors, then involve the employees in the process, awareness is required, and then you can introduce the change. Then next stage is rephrasing. the anchor the changes into a culture, that is it should be penetrated into a culture, it should be a day and night process, develop the way of sustain the change, then celebrate the success if you are if you want. Okay, move for the next. This is just the photograph which I have introduced with each scientist. Now just a minute. Now here it is a one of organizational behavioral and economist I have included. His name is Herbert. He has what exactly he has developed, he has developed administrative activity at Yale University School, and he come up with the first large scale experiment in organizational development. So principal consultation is related with the application of behavioral science. When you talk about OD, as OD is directly going to affect the human being, you need to introduce some part of OP. You need to talk about social behavior also. You need to talk about operational related activity. So it is a good mixture of good blend of everything. You require a behavioral scientist approach, you require different model which is directly linked with human being, human employees specifically, because they are the living one. So you may change the process easily, you can go for automation easily, but to train the employees to change their mindset for going for automation is really difficult. Okay, now this is a famous model, you can guess. This is a managerial grid which is based on two issues: concern for production, that is on the x-axis you can see on the screen, and on y-axis concern for people. Because any manager, manager for that matter, he may be OD consultant, he may be a change agent or not, any manager need to deal with both the parameter, concern for production and concern for people. The one who can manage well production, who can manage well the people, will be a achiever. And this has been a managerial grid. We'll talk about right from there are certain points. It starts from 1.1 to 9.1, that is improvised management. 9.1 is more related with a concern for production but not for people. When he could achieve 5.5, that is middle of the road of management, that is adequate organizational performance is possible through balancing the necessary what is required at the same time market, that is you can push the employee at the same time the management is organization friendly, they are providing different benefits. Here benefit in a real sense is not a monetary benefit, different type of a benefit. Even a culture of organization, culture of overall industry should be familiar, should be suitable, so that nobody will restrict himself or herself to introduce the change, to introduce the new things on their own. They can improvise the technique and they can come up with the actual output result. When we talk about 9.9, that is a team management, work accomplishment takes place. So this is the ideal one. The fourth quadrant, if we divide this full pillar into four part, that is from 5.5 concern for people and concern for production, then we can realize the actual requirement. Okay, now the most important, most discussed, most utilized T group training, which is known as sensitivity training also. Some in some books it is mentioned as human relation training. In CB Memoria, they have given CB Memoria personnel administration by CB Memoria has given much and much emphasis on T group training. A big students can use this as a reference. This T group training does not explicit the agenda, structure, express goal, but this is a feedback mechanism. This is a problem solving, role playing activity will be more in T group training. This facilitator, the one who is conducting this program, is a facilitator, will ask the participant to encourage to share the emotional reaction. This emotional reaction may be different: anger, fear, any type of emotional reaction that arises in response to their fellow participant action. and then emphasis will be to have a very good bonding between team, and these emotional responses will help them for emotional building, emotional intelligence. Slowly they can develop and they can communicate with each other with no hurt. Okay. Now, objective of T group learning, I have purposely included to understand the T group training. T group training is one of a method which is included in training, as this is the name suggests, T group training. So it increases understanding of group development dynamics. It will increase your skill potential, which are hidden potential. Experiment will help you to change your behavior. I'm too rigid, I'm too I get nervous very easily. I cannot sometimes I need to work as a bully, not every time, huh? So sometimes I need to take a charge of that particular things. So as a leader you can develop yourself. It will increase your awareness about the feeling of other. So sometimes you need to consider the different issue. It will increase your sensitivity for others, that is sympathy and empathy is required. So sympathy will be developed. It will increase the ability to give and receive a feedback. Definitely it will increase your ability to manage the situation and not to enter into a conflict, that is win-win situation can be developed. So all these are the objective of T group training. Now most important part is action research. What exactly the action research is? So here the action research is the process of systematically collecting research data. Now so throughout this presentation we are talking about collecting the data, diagnosing. So action research will be a actual activity where you are collecting the data. This is one of a tool, again I'll remind you. So here the objective goal need to be that of a system, that data will be collected, will not be stored as it is, will not be kept as a confidential thing, but actual comparative research will be conducted. Efforts of various form of social action will be taken, and when planning transformation takes place, the actual implementation takes place and output will be here. So feedback loop, here you can see there is a feedback loop from unfreezing to change. So we can say Kurt Lewin has a talk about unfreezing, change, and rephrasing. So when we talk about it, this is a additional, further developed stage of Kurt Levin's model. We can say feedback loop A, feedback loop B, feedback loop C is there. So always it will be in a process. Okay. Now the last and most important part, which are the different questions as far as syllabus is concerned. Definitely these are the few questions I have. I haven't included long answer. Sorry, not long answer. Discuss elaborative kind of a thing. These are initial stage question. If we are considering what is the meaning of OD, explain the models of OD, elaborate the need for OD. I have included the big list of needs for OD. What is the action research model? Just recently we talked about action research model, previous slide. Objective of OD, what are the benefits of OD, what are the values of OD. So this is a concept clearance activity. Action research model, again I have included along with the example it is required. Explain Kurt Levin's model, different example you can include. So I hope I'm very clear. I'm very much clear. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll come up with a second video also, which will be based on chapter second. We have just brush up the things. Each and every diagnostic tool we need to go through in detail, and definitely all theories. So thank you so much. Stay home, stay safe, and I'll come up with another video. Thank you so much.